Welcome everyone to this new live stream on Android development. And what we're going to be doing is continuing off from the where we left off. We had this particular Android application, and it's kind of like a grocery checklist. Now we can check off the items that we, had or want to remove. And yeah, there's no like certain storage state. So if I like turn this application off, and then I want to restart it. So that's just like a power off button. But if I like suppose want to turn it off, so this is like, close this app and then run this application again. Now, remember there was something called HHH. But if I like rerun this application, so the gradable running, now you'll see it pops up. Okay, and then you'll see that thing is gone. So, again, right now this UI is okay, but you wanna, I can type it with the keyboard. I press the enter key, and then I see the add button, and then you see, apple, let's say banana, and then you press enter, and then you see the add button. Let's say orange, and then you press enter, then the add button. So this is right now how it looks like. It's different in different devices. This is how it looks like in the Pixel 5. And then when you're in the, let's say a supermarket and you already got your item, you could check it off and then just add on more items. Pretty simple and very neat application. But let's improve the UI, the experience, and then let's go over to the next part where we want to actually put it on the Google Play Store. So first of all, what you could do is, we have the continuation over here. Uh, so I think it's this one. Let me see. I think it's this one. So let's go up here and just making sure I understand what's yeah, my prompt was I want to make the UI of the Android app look better and more modern looking. So more better, more modern looking, and just gave the activity underscore main.xml file. So this one, remember, is just the tags or something. It had a simple button and list view. Now, when modernizing the Java-based grocery checklist Android app, we're going to have to get a better, cleaner, and more professional UI, and we're going to use material design components, card views, and custom layouts, something new. But let's look at the final goal. You'll end up with a modern looking grocery checklist in the Java. That looks a better layout with spacing, padding, and consistent material design. That's what's missing here. Shows checklist items and card views. It's going to look better. Looks good on modern Android devices and looks perfectly and ready. Works perfectly and is ready for the thing. So for files to modify or update files. So we're gonna have to target the activity underscore main.xml, which is the modernized layout. It's gonna have the main activity.java logic to use custom adapter. Okay, and then the list underscore item.xml new custom layout for grocery item rows. Okay, so this is going to be a list item. It's kind of be like a card, but now the new file is updated files. Now I don't know if I saw list item, um, but yeah, we're gonna follow our way to create it because sometimes the layout files could be over here, but right now you have a activity underscore main, but just keep this is the Android app project. Anyways, what we want to do is you want to also create a grocery adapter.java, custom adapter to show card view items. Okay, that's going to be the new file. Now, the step-by-step guide is, of course, first of all, we have to modify the existing activity underscore main.xml file. And we're going to replace our existing layout with this new modern material design layout. Now, we have to make sure that this actually works. So first of all, let's just copy this, go here, and let's turn off this. Um, Okay, and then we're gonna just close this thing. I think it's like this, minimize, hide. All right, so let's go and remove this and just replace it with this one. Okay, of course, right on the top of we have the background issue, drawable, and then we have edit underscore text. We have this red layout, so we know that there's this problem right now. Add drawable, edit underscore text underscore bg. So, of course, what this layout looks like, I think it's the activity underscore main. Yeah, so if we go here and you open up this one, it kind of has a different design set now. Because if you look at the old one, so that one, and if you look at a split, it was like the add button was on the left side and it didn't look that good. And then the edit text was on the top. This was the list view. Edit text was on the top. The button was on the left. You can see in the list view was on the bottom. And then there was just a linear layout, right? The whole thing was wrapped in a linear layout. But now if we like add this one, it's also wrapped in a linear layout. But we have the edit text and the button, which is like in the center. And you have add item, and we also have the list view. Looks a little more spaced out, so it's better and a better approach. Okay, and you could just add in these colors, if you want to change up the purple 500, just change out the background tint. Add item text, you can just make that, layout height and layout width, you can just update that accordingly. And these are just like settings, small ones. And then what we want to do is we want to create a new layout for list items. So list items are basically the things that we might need, when we add, how they look. So this is the file. So the file should be in the resource folder, layout folder, list item. Okay, resource layout, and then it's going to be called list underscore item. So resource layout, and then here we have to create a new file, and we right click new layout resource file. And then you can just add in the list underscore item dot xml. So you just normally you can just put that on the left. I'm not gonna dock it, but just keep going. So we have the layout, and then over here activity underscore main. And what's the name of this file? Oh, going back here again. It's called list underscore item dot xml. Create a new layout for list items. So layout, new layout resource file. I think it's this thing. Um, root element linear layout. Oh yeah, so you have all this default customization, but you can also go here new and then just say file. That should just create one. And I would say the name of the file. We have to make sure that we're using the appropriate naming convention. List underscore item dot xml. All right, so this is the file. Okay, you can see over here right now there's an underline here. And we go into the code section, which is like it doesn't contain anything. So we might need to add in stuff to it, right? That's why there's an underline. Okay. So there's going to be this stuff, which is an XML version 1.0 encoding UTF-8, some Android X card view widget, card view, and then XML namespace Android, and then it's using some options here. There's a background tint color. I think FFF means white. We got to confirm that. I think it was like black. Let's see. White. Yep. Huh? Yep, it's white. So all FFF all times it's the hex code for white. And if you want black, so that's essentially if you just type in hashtag 0000, that should be the black color. But yeah, that's a nice update here, color picker. I used to normally use the other one, which was W3 Schools. But anyways, we have this, which is white, and then we have this text view, and it has the grocery item text on it. Paste that in here. Okay, a bunch of errors we already got. And it says class reference in the layout and X was not found in the project or libraries. Cannot resolve class Android X card view widget. Provide more feedback, more actions. So let's go here and say more actions. Provide feedback on this warning. Suppress, add tools, ignore missing cards. So we can add all these kind of things, but if you look at here, some kind of importing issues are happening. So we're gonna have to check that out. Create a custom adapter. So we'll go to File, and then we have grocery adapter.java. and this is going to be the adapter here. And then there's the main activity.java. So I think the adapters should also be within the Java file. So let's see, resource, activity underscore item, layout, values, Java. I think if we put it in, okay. So we say custom adapter. So let's just add this over here in the other section. Should in a basic Android app using Java, where in the Android project file path should the exist? Is it next? Is it in the same folder as the activity or main activity.java? In the basic Android app using Java, Android should be placed in the same package as main activity or in a sub package if you want better organization. Recommended project structure in your main activity in Java. If your main activity.java is in this medjava column example my app, put grocery app in the same folder. So basically in the my app, you have a grocery adapter, better one, create an adapter sub package. Some people do that, but don't forget to update the package declaration at the top of the grocery adapter.java, right? And then import in your main activity.java like this. Summary, yes, it can be in the same folder as main activity.java, but it's better practice to organize it in some folder like adapter or adapters. But, the thing is over here, it didn't do anything like that. If you go to the main activity.java, it says over here that com.codingcleverly.grocery checklist, and exactly like so essentially it's going to be in the same package. So just make package means folder, so it's going to be in the same folder. So if you go here, UI theme, I don't know why. Okay, that's there. All right, so why is this like Kotlin plus Java? All right, so we have test, Android test, and then we have this one. All right, okay. So over here, we're going to create a new Java class, right? And Java class is called, I think it's a Java class. So we have a public class, grocery adapter extends array adapter string. So just copy this because it's a Java file, so it's just a Java class. So it's a class, and we're going to name it. So it's called, go back here. It's called grocery adapter. All right. So click on that. I think I should press enter and it should pop up. So now we have the, com.exe grocery adapter thing. Go back here and just copy this part, which is the grocery adapter extends array adapter. Let's go back here. Okay, we got a bunch of things. So com dot is going to be called coding cleverly. All right. And there you go. It should work like that. Okay. Now that we have this, which is an array adapter, it got the context, it got an array list of items, it has a public, it's like a default, those constructors. Um, it sets the values to default and then override get view, and it kind of views, it shows the view of the grocery, grocery adapter. And now let's go to the update main activity.java and replace your existing logic with this. So it's going to use this. All right, and oh yeah, so it's not going to be using that. So you just want to make sure that it uses all of that. So if you go here, so the main Android activity, hmm so if we go here to this part, and we just replace the simple item list, simple. No, we're not going to replace this, but the Android main activity. Mm. Replace that let's say coding cleverly. Okay. Should improve that. After when we're done with that, I'll go to the next part, which is, it's just an update to this. There's a extends app compat activity. Got a couple of items. We have the grocery adapter now, and then we have the array list of items. Add a rounded edit text style optional enhancement. Go to the resource drawable edit text. Oh yeah, that's how it was there. So it's just an added, it's just a rounded edit text style. So you just like have a shape tag inside solid corner stroke. So go to the resource drawable. Okay, resources, drawable. And then you just want to add another XML file. It's called edit text bg. So, okay, let's just copy that. So drawable, new, drawable resource file. I think it's normally like that. And if I just like say country code, edit text bg. Oh man, why do I do this? And state selector. I don't know why is this all. Why is it like that? Yeah, you want to have a better view. Oh, let's go ahead and remove this. How do you remove it? So refactor, delete. Save delete with usage search, search and comments and strings, delete with search and comments and strings. Okay, as one usage that is not saved to delete. View usages, you can see it's being used here in the activity underscore main. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually not going to slave delete it. It's just going to delete it. But what you want to do is make sure that you get a file. So I'm going to use the other version or way of doing it. So I'm going to have the drawable new, and then I'm going to say file. Hmm. So choose destination directory. It should be within this drawable actually. And we'll just call it this thing. And then now we have the option to add the content. So what we can just do is this. Essentially, just copy that. It's just a white thing. So it's a. So now that we have that out of the way, there's something. There was like a problem going on before. Oh, but let's go back. Let's go back here. Add required dependencies. So, and if this is missing, so open build.gradle module app. Build.gradle. I don't find that Gradle scripts. Build.gradle. Uh, module app. There you go. I think it's this one because build.gradle module app. Let's go back here. hmm And add if this is missing dependencies implementation Android X card view. You want to add this now. Click sync now. So you want to add this in the dependencies. So dependencies right here. So we have a list of what's it called? Android. So plugins, and these are the implementations. You want to have this implementation as well. So I'm going to add it right in the bottom. So right here. Okay. So why not we just add it right next to this one, right of the last one. Okay, the way it's written is different too. So it's like lists and then like that. You don't have those strings anymore. Android X. Okay, why is it so different? I'm just gonna have to. Okay, I'm gonna say my Gradle. Okay, build.gradle.kts. All right, run and test your app. Plug in the plug in your Android device or run on Angular. So, um, I'll just say I want to add the following thing, update. So, and it's this thing. All right, within the, it's called build.gradle, and I saw that I'm doing the Android app in Java, but within the Gradle scripts. All right, I have a file called, and then what we have is the name of a file. That is this thing. So just copy the file name. It's not gonna. Oh shoot. Um. So you wanna have build.gradle.kts, and then it's called a module app. So the contents. I'll say, however, the contents look like this, and then you can just add in the content. It's like that. So let's see. Grid observation. You're using a Kotlin DSL build Gradle file, not the traditional Groovy based one. Gradle algorithm. That's totally fine. Industry has been moving toward Kotlin DSL by deploying your projects. To add this dependency, there's this card view thing. You can simply add it in your dependencies block inside the build Gradle like this. So oh, exactly the same. After adding, sync your project with the Gradle builds. So just add it on the top part, implementation, dependencies, it's like, okay. It was like, okay, it was in a string. And then you want to sync now. Gradle files have changed since the last project sync, as project sync may be necessary for the IDE to work properly. Sync now, just click on that and importing grocery checklist Gradle project. It's gonna take some time, but once it's done, we're gonna have a complete update to this. So just keep checking out the updates, managing the imports. Okay, cool. So I think it's added. All right, so you can use the project structure dialog to view and edit your project's configuration. So I know there's like an underline new version catalog instead. But we got that. Okay, this is how the edit text background looks like. And we also have the launcher foreground. Okay. So this is the grocery adapter. Let's keep going back. We added this. Now sync after editing. Run and test your application. Plug in your Android device or run an emulator. Click run and run app. And then we have add items to see your stylish list. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure we see the option here. First of all, the activity underscore main.xml that we added in the early phase, we had some errors, so I want to check that. Add activity underscore main. It's this one. Okay, so now I don't see any problems. There's just underlines, but those are just like text, right? They normally recommend you put in a string tag. So it says hard-coded string, add grocery item, should use add string resource, just a convention, but it's not a big deal. Uh, activity underscore main looks good. It has all the things that we need. And then we also have if we go back here, there's the activity underscore main, and then we have the other one, which is the list underscore list underscore item.xml. And that's in the new layout for list items. New layout. List underscore item. It's this one. Uh, yeah. Okay. The errors are gone, and you can see everything looks good. Then this is the text view, Android X card view. Okay, that's why we're at card view. We're using the card view, making sure everything looks good. Create a custom adapter, that's cursor adapter.java, and then we have the main activity.java, and we have the optional add rounded edit text style. Required dependency was the card view from the Android X, and now we're just going to run the application. So let's go here, and then there's an option, the play button here. So let's see what happens. So that's the old one. Build, Gradle build running. Install successfully finished in 2 seconds. Okay, we got a better looking thing. So over here, I know that the grocery checklist and then the item. Basically, I think that we have a view issue here. We might add in another file, but let's see. Apples, and then I press, enter, and there's a add item. So we have apples here. Okay, it doesn't have any checkbox. So let's see, bananas, and then let's say oranges. Okay, that's one thing that we need. So okay, let's say apples, bananas, oranges, pineapple. Okay, mango. Okay, so we have all the items, but it's not clickable. Like it's not checklist style. Okay. Okay. So checkbox or swiper. You can add later. Save item to device storage, dark mode option. So um, I'll say I want these. I want the following. Uh, de I want the following features included uh, within the existing app. Please write rewrite all the code needed to make this possible. I would. We're not gonna swipe to delete. We're gonna have checkboxes like checkboxes instead. Checkboxes, and then you can have the swipe to delete too. And so, yeah, I mean, you checkbox, and then, if you want to remove those items, you can just say, okay, we're done. Or delete included, so that when they are checked off later, you can just remove the items with the swipe to delete feature. Okay. No, oh yeah, storage needed, since I don't want any issues while uploading this to Google Play. Please provide the instructions for the entire upload process. Alright, to Google Play as well. So we're just gonna have this. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Items as done, swipe to delete on items. check clean and modern UI using guard with no storage to avoid permission upload issues. Google Play upload instructions. Okay. So you want to have the updated structure, the activity underscore main screen layout, the list item, custom row layout with checkbox, main activity.java, main logic, grocery adapter.java adapter, checkbox, and swipe support. Item model, Pojo model for each item. What does Pojo mean, right? What does Pojo mean? Model. I heard about this. It's plain old Java object. Okay. It is an ordinary Java object, not bound by any special restrictions other than those found forced by the Java language specification and not requiring any class path. POJOs are used for increasing the readability and reusability of a program. Plain old Java object, it represents a simple Java class that does not adhere to any specific special conventions or frameworks. POJOs are used to model data and encapsulate business logic without the overhead of complex frameworks. Instance variables, these are private fields and stored objects. Data. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the updated dependencies block. So first of all, you're gonna have grid. Oh no, no, not this one. All right. So what we're gonna do is a step-by-step implementation. First of all, let's conquer the item model. So item model is a new one, I think so. So com.example.grocerychecklist.model.item model. So we have com.example.grocerychecklist.model. Might need to create a model folder. Inside that, we might have to create item model. So I don't know how to do this, but com.example coding grocery checklist. That's the dot model, hmm. and it's just a Java file. So we might as well have to create a folder, and inside the folder we might have to do that. So let's go here, new folder. Is there like a possibility? Android resource directory. All right, directory name, resource types, resource set. Sample data directory. I think it's this one. So when we create it, we call it models. Model. Alright, model is not valid resource directory name. Hmm. Why is it not a valid resource directory name? Ah, mip map. Let's see. So after that, let me just close this one as well. All right. So after that, what else do we need? We need a model. This item, activity underscore main, grocery adapter, main activity, add card view dependency, hmm, final app behavior. Let's see. So I'll say that we could have done that, but I just well, okay. So also tell me exactly where I need to add. All right, the you know what? Why not we instead of doing that because there's an item model, so I could just ask this one. I need to add a Java model file within com dot is is that inside the uh, grocery checklist folder that contains the main activity dot Java file. Let's see. Of the right, if the main is on the package and call. All right. So basically, it's going to be in a example. It's going to be in a model folder. Your model goes here. Cool. So let's go back here. Main activity is the thing. So say new under resource sample data directory resource bundle. I wanted to just add a. Is it a new folder? I want a package model. Right? Enter. So, so we have a model, and inside the model, what you can do is, all right. So the model is this thing. So just copy that. Go here. Inside the model, you can create another Java class, and this one is called item model. And then you just paste in this. Of course, you want the this thing to say this, and then grocery checklist, and then dot model, and then you have a particular model. It's just an item model. It has a name and a checked state. So this is going to be this thing. And then the item models constructor is for you pass in the name, it sets the name, and the checklist is default to false. It has the get name, return the name, get checked, return the checked, set checked. Uh, all right, so getters and setters, all that. It's just a POJO, a plain old Java object. Now I understand all of that. So now that we have that, we create an item list XML. hmm So the item list underscore XML. That's essentially the resource layout list underscore item dot XML. So it's just a simple list item. Resource layout list underscore resource layout. Let's say resource layout list underscore item. This one. And I think it's wise to right now just turn off this app, minimize that. Um, I don't know what. Okay, turned off. So the first step was to create the item model. The second was the list item update. So in the layout item list underscore item dot XML, list underscore item dot XML, you want to add, just refactor it a little bit. So just want to make sure you have the linear layout and the checkbox. That's the thing that was missing. So the checkbox is there. Of course, you can have a view of it. It looks like that. Cool. Now that we have the checkbox, you go to the activity underscore main.xml and you just want to make sure you modify this so that the layout has the according dimensions and stuff. So you go to the activity underscore main and just let's update that accordingly. Okay, cool. So yeah. So now that we have that one updated, I believe so. I'll just copy that and placed it right here. Yeah, and you can just see it just keep updating the files. It's just a button list view and stuff like that. And grocery adapter.java again. You go to the adapter, and this is over there. Again, I think I didn't have the adapter that time, so you go copy this. Remember there was a model here, and then there's a grocery adapter that I normally just created. But if you want, you can just create it inside. So why not? Let's just remove this adapter. So we delete this one and save delete. It's just the grocery adapter. And then over here in the com.example grocery checklist, right? Because that contains these files. So you just create a new package and you call it dot adapter, Now inside the adapter, you can create a new Java class, and you can just call that grocery adapter.java. All right, copy that, and we call it grocery adapter. Enter, paste, and just make this as coding cleverly. All right. Okay, now we have com.example. Okay, now this is like you're gonna have to make sure all of this stuff is the same. Okay, so I don't know checklist. What is this R meaning? Okay, grocery checklist. So we have two related problems. I don't know what's the problem. All right, it's gonna help. So grocery adapters here. Main activity. Hmm. So main activity has to be updated as well. So let's go back here. Main activity, just right here. So yeah, so, grocery adapter that doesn't exist. But now that we have that, so we say coding cleverly, and then we have this, and then we have this one. Okay, cool. Edit button list view adapter item list. It's the same kind of logic. Item added, item deleted, right? And now this is checked. Item deleted. Check. Wait a minute. Is checked. Okay. So you check it and it's like gone. Hmm. So we can modify it like if we want that, but let's see. Main activity.java is done. Card view. Again, this was a dependency. You can add this. Okay, let's see. How to add this again. So yeah, since you're using Kotlin DSL, you just want to use something like that. Go there into the Gradle Kotlin DSL. Again, if you look at this, you're using the same stuff, honestly. So it's just okay to just use the exact same stuff. Final app behaviors. Try to run it and see what happens. Let's see. Let's run it again. So we have this problem. This is item underscore list.xml. XML looks like. Happens because Android card evaluation is not a valid attribute in the Android namespace for card view. You need to use attributes from the app namespaces instead. The app namespace for card elevation and card corner radius. Update your item list like this. Additional note. All right, let's see. So it's going to be used something else. Oh, it's using it from the app. Now again, you go to the additional node and you want to make sure you're using this thing right. It's the same stuff, card view. So let's run this part. You can, I think that's like a turn off. Okay. So let's just turn this off. Oh, that's not a good way to do it, but all right. And then let's run it again. Gradle build running. Launching on devices. Installed successfully. All right. So let's see. Just have this. Click on it. Okay, cool. Yeah. So and say bananas. Bananas. Press enter. Add item. Oranges. So let's say oranges. Why is my keyboard is a little too slow in responding? Hmm. Okay. Say peaches. And then you can just select which ones you've already got. Just a simple app, honestly. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it with this app. Let's go and upload this. So let me know if you're ready for the updated full code. If you're ready for the updated full code with checkboxes, swipe to delete, no storage, Google Play. Okay, so let's see what's there. All right. So now that we have the final app behavior, users can add items. Each item has a checkbox. Checked items can be deleted by long pressing. Okay, I didn't know that. I think we can't. Clean UI works offline, ready for Google Play. I don't know how we can test that feature. Anyways, we're good with it. 25 guide, step-by-step process on uploading it to Google Play Store. We're gonna upload it. Just one moment. We're gonna have to pause a bit. So I'm just gonna be right back. In the meantime. In the meantime, we're gonna just tune in, just show support, put some stuff in the chat. Cool. So now that we added all of these features, we want to make sure we use Google Play. So these are some of the instructions that you want to know. Uh, so the process to upload it. So we have to make a build, or app bundle. In Android Studio, go to the build, generate a signed bundle, APK, Android app build, create a key store. If you don't have one already, save the .aab file. So let's do this in Android Studio. Let's go back here, turn this application off, and then just minimize that. And then after that, what you want to do is you want to go to the build option here, and let's see what it says. Let's see. So it says build, generate signed bundle, APK, generate signed bundle, APK. Let's see, build, generate signed bundle, or APKs. Okay, general, or I think it's this one. So generate signed bundle slash APK, and then inside that, okay, go here, build, generate signed bundle, generate app bundle, generate app bundle, or APK, APK, signed bundle, or APK, but it doesn't have an APK inside, right? And I think we'll deploy, build, generate app bundle, generate signed bundle, hmm, signed app bundle, or APK. All right, I got the signed one. APK, okay. Sign, build a signed APK that you can deploy to a device. Android app bundle. Android app bundle. I think it's this one. Generate a signed app bundle or upload to app stores for the following benefits: smaller download size, on-demand app features, asset only modules. So go on next. Create a key store if you don't have one already. Create new. Choose existing. So key store path. Create new. Okay. I'm gonna have to make sure I'm a little more aware of this. Generate key store. Create a key store. Create one. Key store path. So what you want to do is you can just create a key store path in any of your folders. Now suppose if I just go to this one and go to my, let's say, downloads, documents, and I'll just put one file name which is called JKS. So I'll just say, there's actually a part where you get the Android projects. So if I think projects, there was like a folder, Android applications, apps. So go to program files. All right. So that's actually, if you go to let's go one step back. Yeah. So in the program files, you get the Android app. So, no, go in this one. Android Studio. I don't even have it, honestly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to create it in the documents. And we'll just call it as, what's it called? Grocery checklist app. All right. And then we say dot. Okay. Okay. Password. Let's just give a sample one. I'll give a test 1, 2, 3. Let's put it test 1, 2, 3. Key alias key 0. Password confirm. I think we're okay with this. Please specify password over here. So let's say test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Validity is 25 years. At least one certificate user field is required to be non-empty. All right. First and last name. I think I'm gonna have to put that. And then organizational unit. Let's see that. Okay, I think we're good with that. You can just remember passwords. Click next. And this should create it. So please select the build variants to build and sign. Release debug. Okay, it's saying like destination folder. So Android Studio projects. That's the folder, and it should be over here. All right. So we have build source. So this is the my first app and grocery checklist, and then we have the build folder. I think over here. Uh, so app. So in the app folder, there should be created here in the build. I think so. 11:56 is the time. But that's actually like 5:11. Today's 20, bro. So much time passed. But yeah, in the app, we got a debug and a release. I'll just create one. Okay. I don't know. I just created one with the selection of debug. Save that .aab file. I don't even know what you're talking about. Let's see what happens. It's gonna take some time. Build greater build run. Click to see all the running background tasks. So after that, create a Google Play console account. Go to the play.google.console. So you play.google.com/console. You can go to I'm going to use this one. So you go here. You can see you already have one. So this is what status? And it was closed on July 8. So the warning was set on June, July, August, September. 1 minute warning deadline. Warning set in May, June. I don't know what has been closed because it was not being used. Warnings and information about this policy were sent to the account owner's email address and anyone holding account admin is not refundable to start publishing apps on the Google Play. Create a new account for more information. Bro, they're asking me to pay again, and I think uh, it's a very crazy tactic they have. Like if you don't keep uploading apps, they're just gonna delete your account, even if you had so many apps inside. Let's say Google Play just deleted my Google Play account. Now, how since I wasn't using, is there an email support to request them to give it back? How long it takes? How long can you? I thought you can have this for a lifetime. Is there a particular time you need to do activity on it or something? They didn't even tell any. Yeah, Google does close inactive Google Play developer accounts now as part of a relatively new policy to clean up unused accounts. Here's a full breakdown of your options and according to your message, your account warning received a warning on May 1, which I was really busy on. And you had a deadline of June 30, 2024 to take action. It was closed on July 8. And I think I did remember those emails, but I was just too busy with other things. Inactivity, likely meaning no apps were published, no meaningful activity, logging or in or managing apps, no downloads or updates for a prolonged time. Google says if your account has been closed for policy violations or inactivity, you cannot reopen it. You must create a new account. But in rare cases, users have been successful in appealing account closures if they prove there was a mistake, they missed the warning emails for valid reasons. What you can do, try appealing by contacting Google. Okay, let's see. I mean, it's not a use, but category account and registration, developer account has been closed. If anyone wants to, uh, chip in, you can also, support, and maybe I can even help, get this account back. It's, worth 25 or something. And I remember I paid it, but I'm doing these videos for you guys. Um, and then when they delete it, it's just really, crazy to just have it again. Although I'm not gonna make anything out of it. I barely get views, nor I'm gonna get any users to use this application on the Google Play. But yeah, I'm gonna have to send an appeal, and of course these people don't even respond. Uh, but it's just a long shot. Let's see what happens. Category account and registration. The issue was that the developer account has been closed, and add your details, registered email, and request a review. And respectively, you were unaware of the warning. You believe the account was lifetime once registered. You'd like to reactivate it and intend to publish soon. Check for any backup emails. Make sure you don't miss prior warnings or spam promotion tabs. Create a new developer account if needed. If the appeal doesn't work, Google recommends just creating a new account. And the thing is, like, suppose if you have a business and you have some Google account apps on the Play Store, you don't use it for like some period of time. I think it's like 6 months or something. So then they're just gonna block. They're gonna delete all your apps. You'll need to pay the $25 fee again. You can reuse the same name, but you must use a new Gmail account if your previous developer account is fully blocked. So I think it's like hmm. How long can you leave it dormant dormant for? Google does not publicly state an exact number of months after which an unused Google Play developer account will be closed, but based on recent enforcement and community feedback, here's what we know. 6 to 12 months of complete inactivity can trigger account closure. This includes no published apps, no updates or new releases, no logins to the Google Play console, no user activity from your apps, downloads, or installs. But, Google Play may close inactive developer accounts that were created but never used or where no apps have been published or inactive. They usually send a warning email at least in 60 to 90 days in advance. To keep your Google Play account safe from automatic deletion, publish at least one app, even internal testing or deep or draft. Okay, so you could just publish an internal testing thing or even a draft. Log into the Google Play every few months. Update or interact with your app. Push an update, reply to reviews, etc. Keep your contact info up to date and receive warning. Too TLDR, too long didn't read. So it says you can probably leave your account inactive for up to 6 to 12 months, but to be safe, log in at least every 3 to 4 months and keep something published even privately. Okay, that's how you should, even if you don't have an app. But, this is something that's, I think it's $25 for a Google Play account, right? Let's see. Does anyone want to provide a super chat? Super stickers get created with animated GIFs. You can just raise it up to whatever you want. Okay, and then this is gonna help out definitely. If someone actually does this, I might just create another account right now, but we'll just create a appeal over here at the moment. How long can you leave it dormant for? So let me count and registration. Okay. So let's see. Required name, first name and last name. See, app publishing issues. For help with any app publishing issues you're facing with your Google Play developer account, please fill out the form below. At this time, we can only respond to emails sent in English, Chinese, Japanese, or Korean. If your developer account has been terminated or you believe your app was rejected in error, the best way to reach us is through the link in the enforcement email you received. But, you know, category, let's see. I didn't use that one, but I'll use the one that there is, and then your location, developer name, developer account ID, app name. So I'm gonna have to look into this information and see if I have it. But in the meantime, what you could do is just stay in the chats. If there's anyone wanna contribute, you can. Uh, I'm gonna look into some of the details, but I'll be back. You can stay updated in the chat windows, post your comments and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna be right back. Less than 1,000 combined lifetime installs. Yeah, it's not verified their Play developer account, phone number, and contact email address. Bro, I wanted to do that. So the update is that I sent an email to the support team about the restoration of the account. Now, of course, the problem is that um, once we submit it, it takes like 2 days to get them back, but I guarantee you they're not gonna do anything because it's my experience, Google support is not that great in helping. But yeah, so this the email has been sent. What we could do now is finally just the last thing I was thinking of before I end the stream is let's just add this to GitHub. So we're just gonna go here into my repository. A lot of people are asking about my old repository. The reason is that GitHub somehow just removed it and it's gone forever. And I try to appeal, they don't respond back to the messages. I had a repository that had like more than 200 projects, but that's all gone now. So I'm going to be using this coding cleverly now. Um, so over here we have the grocery checklist. This is the uh, file resource, right? So we could go here and we'll just say grocery checklist app. Okay. And then we have the public. Okay, cool. You can add a README file. This is a README where you can add a long description for a project. Learn about more about READMEs, and then you can, but it's I can add it myself. So after that, you just have this. So we can go here. Let's see, CMD code and dot. So yeah, I trust the Android stuff over here, and just create a README here. Let's say README dot markdown, and I'll just say, okay, open JDK platform binary. Do you want to allow specific public and private networks to access this app? Right now we can just cancel it, but over here you can see that there is. Hmm, so the thing I was working on, which one was this? I think so, or maybe it was this one. Yeah. So right, start rollout to production, and the reviews take that AAB and everything was going to be done. But write me a short README or write me a README for this application. I want to upload on GitHub. Also, should I remove what's it called, the build file? Well, so let's see what we have here. The clean and professional readme for your question. This will make your understanding per viewers. So, all right. So what we want to do is write. I'll say. Um, so these are the things that you want to remove. All right. Should you remove the slash build folder? Yes, and add these lines to your .git ignore if not already. So I'm gonna create another one. Dot git ignore. All right. Okay, I think oh yeah, there is already a dot git ignore. So Gradle, there's a build already in here. Does it already have everything? Does the dot git ignore already have everything? Already includes everything necessary to safely exclude local and build specific files from GitHub. Let's break it down. You have all these. You're good to go. All right. So uh, let me know if you'd like to help with generating a zip to upload to GitHub, committing and pushing the project to GitHub from Android Studio, creating Ready APK or .aab was for Google Play. I'm here to walk you through it. So the thing is that, all that looks good. Oh yeah, I wanted this markdown, so let's see. Let's see. Right, need the markdown code. So then I can copy and paste. All right, so let's see what happens. So it's going to create a markdown for me. Simple features. There's the stashes, screenshots. So I could add the screenshot too. All right, so yeah, copy this, bring it here, paste it right here. Now the thing is you want to add a screenshot, right? Take screenshots and then add them here. So let's go to the Android Studio. Just run this app one time. Let's take a screenshot of it. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna have this one. Okay. So just say copy. So I can actually put it in the folder, the folder that we're using right here. So just get this, because I mean, who wants to put it in the drive? So just put it over here and just say image, all right? You can just call it images, and then just call homepage. Okay. So how do I do this? So I can just say, okay. So there's like square brackets and then the round brackets, I think so, or yeah. So image, and then you have dot slash images, and then you have home. Just paste that in. Okay, home image. Let's see what happens. So I think there's like Control Shift T. I'm not even sure what I'm doing, but I want to have like a view of this README. We could view it. So let's add all of the stuff in the GitHub. So yeah, so let's do this really quickly. Okay, this is better, I guess. So git initialization, git add um everything, git commit, have an m. Oh yeah, so this is not gonna be appearing, so that's why I normally put it on the left because you know the things don't appear. Git commit hyphen m first commit, and then we have git branch main, git remote, add origin, and then we have this one, add this thing, copy that, paste it here, and then we have git push hyphen u origin and then main. Should upload all of this content, and then once it's done, you can refresh this page. Should see all of that. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's the grocery app. And yeah, I hope you like this small short application project. Here's the GitHub repo for it. If you want, I'll include it in this section here. GitHub repo link. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. So, yep, end stream.